Welcome to Retail Pricing Unlocked, the podcast powered by InsightTrack. With over 15 years of experience supporting retailers, we share expert insights and strategies to help you turn pricing into a competitive advantage. Now, here's today's episode.
Okay, today we're taking a focused look at something really vital, but maybe often a bit underestimated for growing retailers. And that's getting the relationship right with your pricing solution. You know, when you're scaling up, adding more products, more SKUs, maybe pushing into tougher markets, this choice, it's absolutely fundamental.
It really is. And the first thing, the absolute key distinction we need to make right away is this.
Yeah.
There's a massive difference between just a pricing provider and a proper strategic pricing partner.
That's exactly it. That's the core of what we're exploring today. A provider, well, they sell you a tool, don't they? A list of features. They give you capability.
Sure.
But a partner, that's different. A partner should be helping you win, helping you protect your margin, delivering actual business outcomes.
And we see this play out all the time, actually. Retail teams, they invest, sometimes quite heavily, in a system that looked fantastic in the demo.
Yeah, the Yanni dashboard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get the feeds going, looks good initially, but then the pressure hits, maybe a big competitor move, the Christmas rush, maybe an unexpected stock issue.
Right.
And the system just, it can't keep up. The data gets shaky, adapting takes too long, and suddenly the team's back to scrambling with spreadsheets and manual fixes.
Ah, the dreaded spreadsheets.
It almost always comes down to the same thing.
Yeah.
They bought a provider, a product off the shelf, not a partner who'd built a solution designed for, well, resilience.
And today's retail environment is it's complex, isn't it? More channels, faster competition, constant pressure on those margins. You need more than just a tool to manage it.
You need a collaborator, someone to help you anticipate what's coming.
Spot on. So our mission today really is to give you a clear checklist, 5 essential qualities you absolutely must demand from any pricing partner to make sure they're driving your success long-term, not, holding you back.
Good. Let's get into that checklist.
Yeah.
Because these 5 points, they genuinely separate a relationship that's just transactional, which is risky when you're growing from one that's truly strategic.
Okay, let's unpack the first one then. The first, absolutely non-negotiable demand has to be alignment with your goals. Now, it sounds obvious, I know, but think about it. If your pricing partner doesn't truly understand your commercial strategy, what you're actually trying to achieve, how on earth can they set up pricing rules that genuinely work for you?
Alignment is the bedrock. It really is. And it has to start with proper discovery. A real partner doesn't just switch on the software.
Yeah.
They start by mapping out your specific business objectives, how your teams work internally, what data you rely on, all that groundwork. So the solution actually has an impact from day one.
But hang on, let me push back a bit there. A lot of growing retailers, their main focus might just be keeping up with one big competitor, maybe Amazon or a key rival in their space.
Sure, that's common.
So why do they need this partner digging into their entire margin strategy? Isn't that a bit overkill if all they really need is to match a price quickly?
But that's a critical point, isn't it? If you just let algorithms match prices without giving them that strategic context, well, those algorithms are basically guessing. They're guessing your commercial intent.
Right.
So they might aggressively match a price on something that's supposed to be a high-margin hero product for you, just tanking your profit.
Okay, I see.
Or, conversely, they might fail to match aggressively enough on a product you're using as a loss leader, something designed purely to drive traffic, and that cripples your customer acquisition.
Got it. So alignment means the algorithm isn't just looking at one SKU's price, it's working towards the bigger picture, whether that's grabbing traffic or growing market share or protecting margin.
Precisely that. The partner must know which lines drive profit, which ones win you market share, and exactly how your promotion calendar works. Every rule needs to be tailored to serve those specific business realities.
That makes complete sense. So alignment keeps you sharp right now. But, the minute a retailer gets that sorted, they're already thinking about the next step, the next expansion.
Always.
Which leads us perfectly to the second non-negotiable, flexibility to match your growth. Retail isn't static, is it? You'll launch new categories, maybe try new channels, perhaps even expand internationally. A rigid provider just gets outgrown so quickly.
Flexibility is absolutely paramount. It's what stops your pricing solution becoming the bottleneck holding back your growth plans. The system has to be built to evolve with you without needing massive, costly projects every time you want to change direction.
And what are the telltale signs that a system lacks that flexibility? What should people look out for?
Often it boils down to the partner's underlying tech, their architecture.
Yeah.
Are they running some big old monolithic system where any change means messing with the whole thing?
Right, cumbersome.
Or is it more flexible, component-based, something
Yeah.
where you can add new bits, new modules relatively easily? When you're scaling, you need that ability.
Yeah.
Say you move some selling electronics into, I don't know, home goods.
Hmm.
You need to be able to get new pricing rules up for that category in days, ideally not months.
That speed is crucial. I can just picture the nightmare if a retailer wants to test the waters in, say, Germany, and then finds out they can't quickly add specific VAT rules or different regional price points or handle local regulations because their system's just too rigid.
Exactly that scenario. Flexibility means it can handle totally different rules, different competitive sets across different regions or channels all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's that adaptability that makes the tool an enabler, something that keeps pace with you, maybe even anticipates where you're going next.
So agility is the name of the game there, which brings us neatly to the third essential quality, and this is where you really see the difference with strategic partners. Proactive expert support. Because with dynamic pricing, timing is, well, it's everything, isn't it? Reactive support, waiting for you to raise a ticket after something's already gone wrong, it's just too slow. You lose margin, you miss opportunities.
Oh, this is such a huge source of margin leakage for growing businesses.
Yeah.
Let me give you a quick, real example. I worked with a medium-sized retailer, a specialist one, and they lost, well, significant sales volume, probably around 15,000 pounds in margin leakage just in one afternoon.
Wow.
Because their pricing tool flagged a critical anomaly, but the support team managing it was based 3 time zones away. The ticket just sat there for 6 hours before anyone acted. That timing trap, it's absolutely devastating.
So if reactive support is basically guaranteed to cost you money, what's the alternative? What should retailers demand?
They need to demand a partner who functions more like an early warning system. The partner needs to be actively watching the market, scanning for those anomalies, looking for high-impact competitor changes, and this is the critical bit, suggesting what to do about it before you even know there's an issue.
Right. It's not just about getting automated alerts pinging your inbox.
No, alerts alone aren't enough. You need expert eyes on that data too.
This is where it gets really valuable, isn't it? It's not just the notification saying, hey, competitor X dropped their price. It's getting the expert context with it.
Spot on. The best partnerships blend the automation with human intelligence. So you get the alert, yes, but it comes with analysis, a recommendation from someone who actually understands the strategy. Okay, competitor X is discounting heavily on these 5 SKUs. Looks like they might be clearing stock. We suggest you match on these 2 traffic-driving products, but maybe hold your price on the other 3 high-margin ones.
So that expert becomes like an extension of your own commercial team.
That's exactly the goal. Seamless.
Okay, moving to number 4, which underpins everything, really. Data confidence. Not just data feeds. It's one thing for a provider to promise clean data feeds, but tools that rely purely on algorithms often don't give you that deep confidence you need to make bold moves quickly.
Data confidence changes everything. If you can't fundamentally trust the intelligence you're basing decisions on, your strategy is always going to be hesitant, isn't it? A bit cautious.
Yeah.
And the big risk with pure automation is that algorithms often miss the context. They might not pick up the nuances of a complex competitor promotion, or they might mismatch products, thinking your premium model is comparable to their basic one. That leads to bad data, and bad data leads to bad pricing decisions. Simple as that.
What does that actually cost financially when an algorithm gets it wrong?
Oh, the margin leakage from untrusted data can be immense.
Yeah.
Think about a competitor running, say, a complex buy one, get one free offer.
Right.
If your algorithm only scrapes the base price of the first item, it completely misjudges the true competitive price point, doesn't it? So if you then price defensively based on that flawed data, you could be leaving thousands of pounds of margin just sitting there, unclaimed.
So how do you get that real confidence then? What does it take?
Well, it really needs a blend. You need the speed of AI for monitoring, absolutely. But you also need a dedicated layer of hands-on human validation on top.
Human checks.
Yes. Experts who are actively auditing the product matches, verifying that complex promotions are captured correctly, not just the base price checking stock signals from third parties. That human layer is what turns a simple data feed into properly trusted, complete, relevant intelligence. And that is the strategic advantage.
Absolutely. Making confident moves, not just cautious ones. That's what sets market leaders apart.
Indeed, it does.
Which brings us to our final point, number 5, a long-term view. Growing retailers aren't just thinking about next quarter, they're planning for the next 3, maybe 5 years. They need a collaborator for that whole journey, not just a transactional vendor selling them something today.
A true partner sees the relationship as an ongoing investment, not just a one-off deployment. Their commitment has to go way beyond the initial setup. Well, it means they take responsibility for continuous optimization, for regularly reviewing how the system's configured, and crucially, for actively adapting the solution as your strategy evolves, or even as your underlying tech stack changes over time.
Can you give us a concrete example of that long-term thinking?
Yeah, sure. Think about tech changes. Retailers often upgrade or switch core systems, maybe migrate to a new ERP, or change their e-commerce platform.
Right. Happens all the time.
A mere provider might just shrug and say, well, that's your project, good luck.
Yeah.
A true partner sees that coming, works with you, factors it into their own roadmap, and makes sure their pricing system stays fully integrated, functional, and optimized throughout what can be quite a messy internal transition for you.
So they're proactively looking for ways to keep delivering value, to increase the ROI from the pricing solution over the long haul.
Exactly. Ensuring it doesn't just become this rigid, costly thing that holds you back later on.
That commitment, that provides the stability you need to grow confidently, doesn't it? It really sounds like the partner needs to be as invested in the retailer's success as the retailer is.
That's the absolute benchmark.
Yeah,
If their success isn't tied to yours, they're not really a partner, are they?
that makes perfect sense. Right, let's quickly recap those 5 essentials then. For a growing retailer seeking that strategic edge, you need to demand. First, alignment with your goals right from the start, making sure the tech serves your actual commercial aims. Second, flexibility to match your growth architecture that can scale with you across channels, categories, even countries. Third, proactive expert support getting context and recommendations, not just alerts, beating that costly timing trap.
Crucial.
Fourth, data confidence intelligence validated by humans, not just raw automated feeds you can't fully trust. And fifth, a long-term commitment, a partner invested in continuous improvement in your stability for the years ahead.
And if your current setup, your current provider, falls short on any of those 5, well, that's a pretty clear signal that it's time to have a serious think about that relationship. Because pricing, it's so much more than just fiddling with numbers. It's fundamental to your competitive stance, protecting your margin, building market share. And that really does demand true partnership.
Thank you. That's a really clear and actionable checklist. We really appreciate you walking through that with us today. And thanks to you for tuning into this exploration of building a resilient, aggressive pricing strategy.
My pleasure.
We hope this gives you the clarity you need to make those vital strategic decisions quickly and with confidence, and perhaps leaves you with one final thought to mull over. Does your current pricing system just give you a tool, or does it actually deliver strategic outcomes? Until next time.
You've been listening to Retail Pricing Unlocked, brought to you by InsightTrack. For more resources, case studies, and expert support, visit insighttrack.com. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and join us again next week.